not quite sure what the author was, how he was going to deliver that, but I doubt that he could have delivered it with quite the enthusiasm and degree of suspense that you built into it. Thank you very much indeed. We have one last vote. Before we take the vote, and I understand we're running miles behind schedule. The clock up here is not counting down, guys. That may be part of it, a part of it. I think what you've heard is, yes, we've got lots of change taking place. You may argue about the rate and pace of change, but I think if you argue that the influence network out there is not getting more complex, then if you persist in the view that it's pretty much the same as it always has been, and that we can continue to do more or less the same things and we'll get different results, then I think Einstein, amongst others, would say you're slightly crazy. It is changing. It is getting more complex. I think the good news is that as an industry, we are changing probably more fundamentally, more profoundly than we ever have done. I think that is good. I think for us here in Canada, the good news is that within a very challenging, very difficult economic environment, we're looking at probably an industry with all of these changes that's going to deliver somewhere like 4 to 5% growth for us this year. And you don't have to look very far to see a number of industries that would give more than their right arms to be looking at a positive number, let alone a number as big as 4 or 5%. It's smaller than it used to be, but it's a heck of a lot better than the alternatives. So as we just wrap this up, we have one more vote for you. Can we get it up here, please? A famous Philadelphian once said that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, and I'm sure the good doctor knows that that was Ben Franklin, or at least Philadelphia claims that he was the first one to say that. If you have a story, if we have a story, it is that an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Who do we have to communicate that message with? Patients, prescribers, government, or payers? Please cast your vote. Okay? I think that's where I would have put my vote as well. Let me just wrap up by thanking Peter, Ron, Vince, and Patrick, especially Patrick, for filling in so brilliantly. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time and the trouble to be here with us, sharing some of your views on how we have to communicate in this increasingly more complex and fast-changing matrix. Thank you very much indeed, and thank you for your time.